What is coordination? Can you try to explain it to me? I mean, it's one of the most important aspects in the movement of a football player, is the coordination. The coordination, I read it out for you. That's the official way of saying it. Is the ability to perform a smooth and accurate movement over different parts of the body. So like yesterday, yeah? It requires good integration between the senses and muscles involved in the movement. Sounds a bit complicated. In the end of the day, it means nothing else than your brain. Coordination movements can be unnatural movements. You don't see anybody walking around like this in town, right? Hello, my friend. Like, what are we going to do tonight? Maybe some chicken, or it's an unnatural movement. Running is natural. Running like coordinative is sometimes unnatural movement. But it is basically the game between your brain and your muscles. Females are usually better in coordination than men. Let's ask Felix why.
Well, I would say it's difficult to say in general. So, and this is, I think, an important point. If you coach a team, the level of coordination might be very different between the single players. So, we saw it yesterday. Some did very well from the beginning, and others struggled still at the end, and they tried again, but I couldn't do it. So I think it's important, if you're the coach, make sure that nobody is bored, and for nobody it's too difficult, because then it becomes frustrating. For example, if you have the ladder in the afternoon, you can say the first player do a very simple exercise, just 2 touches. And then another player, who maybe has more experience with the ladder, can do much more complicated stuff, even including the ball. So I think it's important to know that not all the players are the same level. For example, when I work in Austria, sometimes I work in the B team, it's the young professionals or professionals coming back after injury. Some players, they were just talking, not being concentrated at all in front of the ladder, and when it's up to them to do it, they did just perfectly. Other players, they really were concentrated and tried to do it as good as they could, but at the end of the day, they couldn't do it, because it's also, I think, a little bit of God-given talent. What I want to say is, when I started, that the level of coordination within a pro team can be very different. So I think if you work with your team, it's important to create a good atmosphere. It's okay to laugh, it's okay to have a little bit fun, but nobody should feel embarrassed. Because if you work with children or youth players, and they start to become afraid of this ladder, it's not a good atmosphere. For example, you come as a coach with a ladder, plays it on a pitch, and 2 or 3 players, they're just being scared. So this is not a good way, so it's important that you find exercises. They are challenging, they have to be challenging, but it must be possible for the players to perform them. That's the right way. And if they can do it fluently, you have to find another exercise. When I was in Japan, they did it many times, but very long, again. It was just perfect, but it was always the same. But if you do coordination exercise, you have to change, as Lutz did yesterday. Many new stimulations for you. Football player must have a good reaction. If I'm not a fast player as a Domkor, but I have a good reaction, I maybe can balance it a little bit that I'm not the fastest player in the world. So if you want to do like doing an exercise like thrust and sprint, this is also one aspect of coordination. So we have now rhythm, we have connection, and now we have reaction. Another aspect of coordination, maybe we see it in the afternoon, is also this one. How would you call this? What is this? Do you have a word for this? Balance. Very good. Balance. This is also part of coordination, is balance. So just to repeat, we started with rhythm, we had connection, we had reaction, and we have balance. You like anticipation. I'm not sure if you understand the term anticipation. It means that you know already what's going to happen next. Probably if I hit Lutz now, I can anticipate he will hit me back, for example. This is anticipation.
But much harder than he will hit me.
This is anticipation. Some players have actually very good anticipation. You know a guy, a German winger, he's Thomas Müller. He scored, he was actually the best scorer in the World Cup 2010. I think his strength, or one of his strengths, is he has good anticipation skill. He knows what happens next in the game. I think it's important on all positions. This is also sort of coordination, that your mind has an idea what could happen next and your body follows. If you're a striker, the ringer's on the side, anticipation, oh the ball might come there, and I score. This is another aspect of coordination. Now we have altogether 6. Rhythm, connection, adaptation, reaction, and we had anticipation, and we had the 6th one was balance.
Scientifically, the ability to move and change direction and position of the body quickly and effectively while under control. Meaning, somebody who is necessarily a sprinter, very fast runner, doesn't really need to be agile. It's happening a lot, but it's not a must. People who are not fast sprinters, they still can be agile because it has to do a lot with reaction. To have agile movements is basically how does my muscle and my brain react. So coordination exercises I can do slow. I can do slow like 1, 2, 1. I can do slow. Agility is always with speed involved. So the reaction time, when my brain tells me to move my knee, how fast it is. So I show you a typical agility exercise. Come here. I never have been beaten in my life in that.
It will be the first time.
Never. Okay, the game is like this. The game is like this. You put it there. Take your watch. If he will cry, you have to give him a tissue. Okay, the game is like this. You have the fingers together like this, and I'm starting now. So basically, we'll hit him like that or like that. If he manages to pull his hand away, pull it away, it's his turn to hit. Okay? Yeah. So it's an agility movement. So basically, starting like this, and I hit him. Okay? So like he's already nervous. So I will hit him now as long till he has bloody hands. Because my agility, when I was a goalkeeper, he's very nervous. My agility, as I was a goalkeeper, is much higher than his. Okay? A typical movement of a goalkeeper is agility. An agile goalkeeper has possibilities. That's an agility exercise. So basically it's just about speed reaction. Who reacts faster? So agility means, easy example, change direction. Okay? So agility in the world of football, one of the most important skills a player should have. An agile player, let's say Philipp Lahm. You all know Philipp Lahm, huh? He literally is this big. Like, he's very small, he's slim. He's not like very muscular, he's just like he looks like a little boy. But he's very, very clever, he has a very good positioning, and he's unbelievable agile. This basically, sometimes he plays against players who are much stronger and faster than him, but this agility gives him that little edge to beat even sometimes players in the air, the headers, that they are that much taller than him, because he's very agile. So agility is important for all positions, as I said, especially for goalkeepers, but is it important, for example, for a striker? Very important, because there's a cross is coming, and he goes. The defender, he loses the defender. That's also agile movements. So the coordination, as I said, we need to, I believe, coordination in a professional team, we call 5 sessions, and at least 3 sessions involve coordination, and lots of professional teams even using the ladders before the games, because it's also a nice way of warming up. We will do it later. Okay. Okay. Because we are footballers, we're using exercises without ball but also be include the ball. Coordination is also a way of a fitness training because your brain works a lot, it makes you tired. If your brain gets tired, your body gets tired. So it must be in a playful way. And do you think it is good to put a coordination training after a very hard session? Should it be early in the training or late in the training? Always quite early. Some coaches do coordination actually in the end. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. If a player is really tired and wants to have some water, it doesn't feel fresh anymore, he still can do coordination exercises, but the performance will not be anymore 100%. So when we say, let's say what we do later, I would like to have it done with 100%. If I'm so tired I'm only going like 30%, then the idea of having a coordination training is not good anymore. The exercise shouldn't be too difficult because you're ending up having broken kneecaps. That's not good. It shouldn't be too easy because you will say, ah, the child can do that, or it shouldn't be too boring. If that happens, you change the exercise. So we will see today, we will have, I believe we will have 2 or 3 complete different levels. We will have 3 guys, which I already know who. The coordination will be very good. Just as good as mine, or just as good as his. And we did it for a long time. There will be a medium group, which will be able to do the easy ones, but struggling with the hard ones. And there will be the weaker group, which will have big problems with coordination. But we will try to work on that later. Fun warm-up exercise, which already includes some coordinational things as well. So he will pick out again, how many do you need?
I need 12 players. Okay, perfect. What we're doing now is about reaction and orientation. It's a bit difficult at the beginning, just hold. What we're doing now is, we run within the square and we swap. We swap. Exchange and walk on, exchange. Blue, blue, no need. Just blue, red, okay. We exchange. We have 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same color, 1 corner. You must look, where's my color? And you go to 1 color. But I'm not saying this yellow, this is blue. It doesn't matter. Each corner is fine. Yes. The last team in the corner is a loser. Yes. Okay, just try. Just run around and swap. Swap, change. Always change. Many exchange. Same color, no change. Same color, no change. Go! You're wrong! So now blue team losing. Blue team, 1-1. Come on, blue team. Blue team losing.
Run.
Come on, blue team losing. Quickly. Sport is also about leadership. Because if it's interesting, if you outside observe this player, there's always, usually 1 player who is like this. Come. This might be a leadership personality. And there's also other players who more wish to follow. And if a football team is successful, you always need to have leaders, you have players with high individual skills, and you have, let's say, team players who follow.
Kira yang betul. Jadi sakar betul. Kira kasu.
And go! One. Okay, stop. You have a ball, no ball. So the right team is losing because nobody don't have a ball. 2 rounds, punishment, right team, 2 rounds. 1, 2, come on. Okay, so first of all, really big compliment. I think you did really very good understanding. So you understood very quickly. And as you can see, almost everybody is laughing. So this is also important because football should be fun. So we have many things like fun, we have coordination, reaction, and we also have dribbling and control. So there are many different things we can actually train with this practice.
We said that coordination is also balance. Balance means strength and balance means stability. Stability is nothing else than if he's a player and he's physically not as strong as me, stand on one leg, I push him away. Okay? So he needs to work on his stability. So how do we practice stability? Well, there's the old exercises like Gerd Müller used to do, but we have better ones. So typically stability exercises like that, starting off here, outside leg, outside ring. So we're coming in here and we balance it. Stay. Balance, 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 hold it, balance, balance, hold it, hold it. Balance is your own. It's much too fast. You're going backwards. Makes it a little bit more difficult because I need to open my back. Okay, try it back. From inside of it, yeah. And hold. Always hold. Balance. Now here we're working on stability, meaning when he lands on one leg, put one leg up, you make him stable, okay? That's one of the practices. There is one more exercise which is good for stability. I'll show you on Felix. Felix, stand on the ball. Stand on the ball. With both feet. Okay. Now, that's another stability exercise. And now you throw him the ball for a header. Throw him the ball for a header. Actually, he needs to lose a bit of weight. Okay.
The food is too nice in Mizoram. One more?
So stability, basically, we make him move. Now this exercise, you can switch now.
เราปังท้ายเราอะเราปังท้ายเราอาตัว
Another one would be a color game, where I basically he starts in red. Okay, go on your movement. Blue, red, blue, green, 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 blue, blue, red, green. Yes, blue, red, yellow, red, blue, green. Okay. The next one is two touch. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, finish. 1, 2, 3, 1 back. 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 Okay, now sideways step. The most easiest thing, we're doing nothing else now, I'm making it like this. But we do it in here. So it looks easy, but it's not that easy. So it just is nothing else than that. Well done. Nice and easy. 1 pound. Okay. So far. Okay. The next one would be in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Right. Good. Next one. In, out. We step out. Let's start like this. 1, 2.
ถ้าเราเคาะ
Very good. Putting your weight. Now we're trying a faster one. The faster one would be like this. Let's try to make see what we can do. Have a look. 1, 2. Left, right, left. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So let's try this one. Okay?
One pound. Pound.
Let's do this. Okay. Come here. Then like say, up to you. Coming in, 2 touch. And I'm coming here, and I'm going. And then he shows you with his hand. One side. Okay? So. You understand? There we have involved agility, reaction, coordination. Lots of different things involved in one level. Now, I'm going sideways, and then I'm playing a volley, okay? And I go back. Yep. Now, if I make it like that, you go the opposite direction. If I make it like this, you go there. If I make it like this, you go there. Now you need to start thinking. Okay, come. Now, he lost, wait, he lost all the concentration, he did everything right, but then he played the vertical pass. So always think about it, you have to finish with the pass. That's the same thing, you dribble everybody, you're coming into the box, the whole crowd is cheering, whoa, then you're in front of the goal, you're ready, making this one, bang. Keep the concentration to the last moment. Go. It's this way. Okay, the next one we can do. This is blue, and this is green. Do the same thing again. Now I only give you a color, blue or green. Now, different. If I say blue, you go to green. If you say green, you go to blue. Green. Green. Blue. Oh, green. Now, the last exercise is your whole mind is busy, right? You're thinking, oh, what could I do now? What could I do wrong now? It's the same thing as an exercise, a different exercise. I throw every single time the ball at his head. Okay? If I say catch, you head it back to me. And if I say head, you catch it. So it will be like, you do it to me first. Catch. You have to say it early. Catch. Head. Catch. 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 Moment. Head. You understand? Let's see how smart he is. Catch. Head. Head. Catch. Catch. Head. Catch. Head. Well done. And I'm going to try with you. So, you're getting passing and coordination. Whatever. Change direction. Okay. Catch up. Yes. Change direction.
Still, same pitch, the same squares, but now if I get the ball, just pass it to me, I have to pass it back. That's 1 point, but it's also possible, you pass it, and I pass it to another orange player. That's also 1 point, no? You understood? But don't be too hungry. Don't try to score all the time. First priority is ball possession. And if there's a chance, you try to score. You can do 1 touch. Again, if you have problems, if it's not a clear pass, you can do 2 touches, but probably it's getting more difficult to find another player. So best way is 1 touch, but it's also okay if you have problems. It would also count, but if possible, we do it 1 touch. Is again about ball control. So guys, if you see old videos from maybe 74 or 66 World Cup, it looked a little bit like this. Just pass the ball to me, and they controlled the ball like this, and they stood there for a moment, looked around, and they passed it, right? This was 50 years ago. If you watch football now, usually pass to me. The first touch, you always go to one direction, depending on your opponent, right? It changed a lot actually. If you see old matches, you are, I think, an expert about old matches, it was always like this. Stop the ball. You really stopped the ball, and you looked, and then you went on. But now, modern football means we do not stop the ball. The first touch, you already take it to a direction. So the next small game we're actually doing is focusing on this type of ball control. Leon. Leon. Nice. Pass it and move. Move on the side, you got to move. If I get the ball and then I start thinking what has to be done, it's probably too late. If you watch a Champions League game or really high level game, if the ball comes to the player, he always has maybe 2 or 3 solutions, 2 or 3 options. if I get the ball and then I start thinking, oh, shall I pass it here, shall I pass it there, or maybe I can do a dribbling, the ball will be gone. So this was very interesting. Some players did really well, some others, I had the impression, sometimes they get the ball and then the brain starts thinking what to do then next. It's too late. So you always have to anticipate what's going to become